Morning, everyone. Okay, let's see who's around this morning for a nice little practice. Another beautiful morning out there this morning. I think our freezing cold, awful weather's gone, hopefully. I'll just, I'll get all this right. So that's while we're waiting for whoever's going to come live this morning. If you're watching on the replay, thanks for joining. So today's little practice, it's going to be quite subtle. Hello, Joe. How are you? Okay, 9:01. I'll give you another minute, everyone, to get your notifications. I'll be at Cuppers this morning, by the way. I'll have Jack, so if anybody has extras today, being school holidays, bring them. Feel free. All right. Someone say hi, just so as I can get the comments going, and then we'll get started. Today, there'll be a little bit seated and a little bit laying on your mat. Okay, so if you haven't got your mat around, because we haven't used the mat very much on a Wednesday lately, that's okay, you don't need to. I won't be going on my mat, but I'll suggest you do if you would like to. So yeah, if you've got your mat, your bolster, your blankets, all of that, you can use that. Otherwise, we can just do you can just do a seated Savasana. What's going on here this morning? Oh, here we are. Good morning, Karen. There we are. Reception very poor, so we'll watch replay at a better location at Boreen Point, Queensland. Oh my lordy. Have a lovely day all. Yes, we will. You have a lovely day too, Joe. I don't know where Boreen Point is, but I bet it's warmer than here. So enjoy. All right, so let's get started. So today's practice, because we're doing, the wisdom of winter practices. Monday we did just some somatic movement. So we're going to do a tiny bit of that today to incorporate that. So that can be, if you want it to be, that can be your little practice this morning, physical practice. And then we're going to explore the breath a little. And we can do it seated or you can do it in Savasana. So your meditation for today will be Savasana. So if you're not prepared and you're somewhere that you're seated, you can do a seated Savasana, obviously. But if you're around somewhere or you're doing a replay, do Savasana laying down if you can. Okay? So I think my sound's okay because I found my other little bit of my microphone recording equipment, so that's good. All right, so I'm going to move back, but let's do some just some movement in the shoulders. So we were lying down with it last time on Mondays. We're going to do it seated, just to show you that you don't have to lay down. Personally, I think you tend to relax more if you're laying down, but you don't have to. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start there this morning. So just before we move, let's check in. So just taking a moment to settle into your seat or onto your mat. So For this part at least, I'd like you to experience it sitting up today, okay? Doesn't mean you have to do it all the time sitting up or laying down, but I want you to experience both. Okay, so settling into your seat. Notice where you come in contact with your mat, your chair, your cushion, whatever's beneath you. Notice what you've brought to your practice this morning. So just being aware of the subtle sensations, the mind state. Sorry, that took a bit. There you go. The mind state this morning. Are you in story? Do you feel a little quite calm already in the mind? Just checking that out. And just getting a sense of your nervous system this morning. Just noticing, remembering that that's a whole continuum. If you're in a little bit of activation, doesn't mean you're in full-blown anxiety or in, a deep shutdown. We need sympathetic activation to get ourselves moving, but it depends on, how much do we have? Are you in a calm, connected state, ventral vagal? Just noticing. Okay. And then come to just the rhythm of your breath. I personally like to do these practices with my eyes closed because I feel like it's much easier to really get a sense of what's going on in the body. Just noticing the subtle breath. You're not changing it. And then as you sit, bring your awareness to your right shoulder. And notice whatever you notice. There's no doubt an area, I said the right shoulder, but it could mean front shoulder, top of the shoulder, shoulder joint, the back of the shoulder, maybe down toward the rotator cuff. So your mind will go where it goes and tune into that first sensation or that first place of awareness in your right shoulder. And then can you spread your awareness to different places around the shoulder? Just moving it around slightly, the awareness, not the shoulder. So you might feel the front of the shoulder, the back of the shoulder, tip of the shoulder, the joint, wherever you go. G'day, Shell. No worries. And then what about the whole shoulder, the whole area of the right shoulder? Just feeling into that. And then let's do some movement. You can have your arm just rested like I have here. You can have it hanging down by your side, whatever feels more comfortable for you to do this. And then gently raise your shoulder up toward your ear. Now what we're not doing is this, is meeting the ear to the shoulder, okay? So your head will stay upright, and then just gently raising your shoulder, nice and slowly, and then gently taking it back down and go. So we generally will come back to like a neutral place wherever we are, but just see if you can go that tiny bit further and push away and down. Not into strain, but just down and away. So you can see that I would have come back to about there, but there's plenty more room to go down further. Okay, so this is just the memory, the muscle, the memory that's in the muscles that hold it here. Okay, so just keep doing that a few times. Raising up and slowly bringing it down, reaching it down. And if your eyes are closed, you can really feel those subtle sensations. Slow movement. Notice if there's any jerky movements. Beautiful. And then just come to a neutral state. You're probably already feeling the difference between left and right. And then we're going to go forward, and then we're going to go back. Okay, so what's happening here? We don't want to twist the body and, lean into it. That's an exaggeration, of course, but we don't want to do that. We don't want to do this. It's just the isolated movement of the shoulder. So forward and back. Notice what you notice. Nice and slow. There might be a portion of that movement that is a little jerky or that has, like a stronger sensation, maybe, a little pulling on a muscle, tightness, constriction. Maybe you've got a bit of clicking going on. Nice. Come back to neutral. All right. This time we're going to make a circle. Up, back, down, forward. Okay? So on your own, nice and slow, feeling into your circle, noticing if your circle has any flat spots, any little jerky movements. If it does, slow it down. See if you can smooth it out. Nice. You're going to do one more and then finish when you take your shoulder back and down and just come into a neutral position. Okay, and then feel the difference between left and right. So in the shoulder joint first, or the shoulder itself, in and around the shoulder. And then notice the ripple effect. So notice up into the neck, into the jaw, into the right side of the face. Maybe you can feel it toward the center of the chest and the center of the back. Shoulder blade, even down toward your pelvis or even to your pelvis. So notice where you can feel that ripple effect. Might be all the way through the side, the right side, all the way to the fingers and toes. And notice how one side feels different to the other. Okay, let's do the left side. So slowly lifting. And slowly bringing it down. Ham high. We've just done the right side, so feel free to just start on the left if you like. We've just started the left side. Slowly up and down, watching for any jerky movements. Then you slow it down and smooth it out. Does it feel any different to the movement on the other side? And bring it back to neutral. Just take a moment there and let it go. And then we're going to go forward and back. Curling the shoulder forward, remembering we're not twisting into it. Curling the shoulder forward and drawing it back. So just forward and back. And what are you feeling here? So if you feel you have the tendencies to try and go as far as you possibly can you soften that tendency a little? Beautiful. One more back and then come back to neutral. Pause. And then we're going to make circles. So up, back, down, forward. Okay, nice, slow circles. It's funny, I'm feeling jerky movements through my whole body, not just in my shoulder here. Slowing it down even more. Okay, so do one more circle and finish with up, back, down, and then just let it go. Notice what you notice. Feeling into both shoulders. And while you're doing that, can I just say, I hope you're seeing the importance of doing one at a time. So if we were going to do both at the same time, yeah, we can do that. We can go slow, but we're trying to split our awareness between both of them. Okay, each one. So we're not going to get into those really subtle sensations that we would when we're just doing one at a time. Okay, notice what you notice. Notice the ripple effect. Where are you noticing the effect the most, like as far as the ripples are concerned? So for instance, for me, it's the occipital ridge, the base of the skull. It's kind of the amygdala area, that reptilian brain. And that makes sense because if that's calming or letting go, notice my feet are very grounded at the moment. Okay. Now you can do this next portion seated, or you can do it laying down. If you are able to lay down at the moment, I would suggest getting into Savasana. Snuggle up. And then we're going to come to our breath. And just feel the subtlety of your breath. We're not changing it at all. We're allowing it to be exactly as it is. And as you know, it will change as we hold our awareness there. And I'd like you to notice if there's any jerky movements in your breath cycle. You might find a little jerkiness at the top of the inhale or the bottom of the exhale. And then just like we did with the shoulder, just very slowly can you increase the movement of your breath. So just way more subtle than we moved the shoulder, but just very gently increasing the length of each breath, just the tiniest bit, and see if that helps to smooth out the breath or whether it hinders any jerkiness. So using this exercise just as you would when we move the shoulder. Staying really focused on the subtle sensations of the movement of the breath. Are you enjoying that slightly deeper breath, or do you need or feel like you would prefer to back it off to just its truly natural rhythm this morning? Okay, let go of the concentration on the breath and feel the ripple effect from that, from awareness of breath, of smoothing out that natural rhythm slightly. Can you feel the ripple effect from that? How's it different from the physical movement? Maybe your mind's a little calmer. Maybe you can feel your nervous system has really settled more now into a, a parasympathetic state. And if you feel that that's the case, or if you think that that's the case, if that's what your mind is telling you, what does it actually feel like in your body? What are the sensations of that? And then I invite you to settle into Savasana, preferably laying down, but seated if you're seated today. And do a Savasana seated, do a Savasana in the sensations of that ripple effect. Just take some time to be in that. For the sake of Savasana, and then when you're ready, just letting that go, letting that focus go, and just be. And again, I invite you today to stay until your body sends you the message that it's time to come out. Try and listen and wait for that cue rather than your mind, your ego saying, oh, I've got to get going. If you have the time today. I hope you enjoyed that practice. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.